Hi, today I'd like to look at Matchbox labels. Now, I did look at a few in the last video, just seeing what's in this box, but now we're going to talk a bit more in depth about Matchbox labels. Now, Matchbox labels are not such a big thing anymore because people don't use matches, because people don't smoke. They've got central heating, they've got gas heating, they've got electric heating. They don't have open fires that need to be lit by matches. So the call for matches is not such a big thing anymore, and people use electric fire lighters and stuff. So here we've got a few from different places. Now this one's Macau. So this one is Macau was an area that was controlled by Portugal in the coast of China. Well known for gambling. It's now part of China as a separate area, but still big in gambling. So here we've got some Macau Chinese matchboxes made in Macau. So you can get matchboxes from all over the place. So if you want to collect this sort of thing, then you know it's a good area to look into. And they've got different designs, and here's some from Finland. So you've got different designs, different periods. You could collect matchboxes that have animals on it, like you do it with stamps. People collect them of different types of things, like they collect ones with war ones, or something with cats in, or something with science on. So you can restrict the amount of, this one is from made in Belgium. You can restrict the number of types that you're going to collect. You can collect countries, so you could just collect Belgian ones, or you could collect Indian ones. So there's a vast variety of areas you can collect. This one hasn't got a label on it, but I think they look like they're German or somewhere that speaks German. So it could be Germany, it could be Austria, it could be Switzerland. It could be Germany, because this is a page of Germany. That was just before it. Here we got them. Loads of different ones to look at. A specific part of Germany, we've got Berlin. So you've got different buildings of Berlin, Hauptstadt. These are in the DDR, so the Deutsches Democratic Republic, which was East Berlin, so it would be German, the communist side. Here we've got a number from India. So we look at those Indian ones. So we've got squirrels. So these are becoming much more rarer as time goes on, because people will have got rid of them. And people aren't using matchboxes anymore. These are just called foreign made. So Sweden was a big place that made lots and lots of matches, Sweden. Here again you've got mostly British ones, but they are said to be foreign made. But they are things like Whitbread. So you've got all the beers, types of beers. You've got lots of advertising on these things. So you've got advertising beers. You've got certain safety matches that are a very big thing. Double diamonds, so that again. Here we got some, I think there's Czechoslovakia. So it's in Czech. Quite a few different ones there. So it gives you some social history. Yeah. of what each country thought was worth putting on their matchboxes. Sometimes it's jokes, sometimes it's things like fairy tales of the country. I'm not sure how many people collect them anymore. This one is Poland, another Eastern European country. 1968, so still a communist country, part of the Eastern Bloc. Some more Poland. Some Polish fashions. Got Pluto, very westernized for a communist country. This one I think is Hungary. Hungary, very different country within Europe because it's Hungarians, or the Magyars as they are called by themselves. They speak a different language. It's not Indo-European language, it's a Uralic, I think it's language. So they're much more connected to places like Finland and languages spoken in the north of Russia. Very difficult language for people who speak Indo-European to learn, because there's very little. Because in French and German, even though you don't know French or German, you could understand a bit because some of the words are very similar, but in Hungarian there is a lot of differences. And there's this one where you pile on I think it's the suffixes and the prefixes, so the bits at the beginning and the end change depending on, you've got the core word in the middle, and then there must be Holland there. I could understand that maybe, Holocaust. Anybody who knows Hungarian, let me know. Maybe sticking these on covers isn't very good because this is Russia. The stamp hinges do ruin the thing. These have been on here for a very long time. Again, Russian is one of the very difficult languages to learn, even though it is an Indo-European language. Also because it's got a different script, it's got that script we don't use. It's not a Latin script. Some more. Some of these are starting to fall off now, so I might have to put them on special sheets. Again, very socialist with this sort of hammer and sickle emblem. Again, this sort of uniting the world. Hammer and sickle again. I think that might be the 1917, so the beginning of the revolution. That was the ship where there was a revolution that took over the ship at the beginning of the Soviet Union. So these are different to Polish and Czech stamps, are much more sort of communist orientated. Again, it might be something that might be of interest, of how these people saw themselves. And these are loads and loads of, I think they're just generic sort of, I think they're all from Holland, Netherlands. Loads and loads and loads of them, just adverts really. We've got another page of those, so I won't show you those. Got 3 pages of those. So they're very big. Again, we've got a few from the Netherlands. A bit more interesting. But most of the Netherlands ones were they're just adverts. Again, I don't know if people still collect these things or whether Here, loads of Indian ones. So we've got lots of Buddha, different Indian ideas. Hunting dogs and some more Indian ones. So it gives you the idea of the culture of the country. They often portray different things. Also got different plants and things like that. They've got the lotus flower, you've got monkeys, you've got different type of work, animals. It's got a kangaroo on that one, I'm not sure what it's doing there. That's certainly not a zebra. They're certainly not native to India. We've got some big ones here. A few more Indian ones. So I hope this gives you an idea of the extent that you could, if you wanted to, go into collecting matchboxes, matchbox labels. Again, it's a bit like stamp collecting. I don't think it's a big thing anymore. But, you know, if you're there for it, then it's worth having a go. I think you can still get quite a few of these, you know, on eBay and places. Italy. Romania. Not sure why they're all red, but is that significant? Israel. To end it up with going back to China again, but this one is Hong Kong. So it's the British base in Hong Kong. It was taken from the Chinese, but given back in the 1990s, I think it was, when I think it was done by, there was a lease, as it were. So we leased Hong Kong for 100 years or 150 years. Then I've got some odds and ends in here. Let's have a look at a few of these, see if anybody can sort out what they are. Looks like a space race there. Magyar, so is Hungary, I would think. This one again, it's another Hungarian. I think it's a film festival. This one, Britannia, so this might be British. Historic West Country. This one, I've always got to say on here, we give you any, I'd say it's Eastern European. I have to get to Google Translate to look at that, to find out what that language is, and then we'll know where it came from. Here we got one. Again, it's probably Polish or Czech, I would think. 1st of May, I would think, on there. So, this one. Looks like it could be Russian, or it could be Bulgarian. They use that script, but again we'll have to find out Is that Kyiv on there? It might be Ukrainian, I don't know. What's this one? Kaufhaus. So a sick house, is it? Kaufhaus? I don't know. Better house wash? Don't know what that means. That sounds German to me. Here's another one. Not sure what that... It looks like another Bulgarian or Russian text there somewhere. What that is, I don't know. Still trying to figure out which way round it goes. Oh yes, that's the way round, because the lady's face now, I see it. There's some very large eyelashes. So it could be Russian, it could be something of that area. Here we got one from in Holland, Auch Holland. Gouda, the cheese making place. So if you want me to bring some of these and just put them in front of you, and then you can guess where they come from. Comcoop, something rail, safety match. Sounds very from Holland, I think, or Netherlands, we should say. Netherlands. There's a Chinese one, made in Suzhou. So it's a Chinese one. There's some bats on. I think bats are supposed to be quite good omen in Chinese culture, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's come up to 17 minutes, so I think that's enough for you today. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Even if you don't like it, give it a thumbs up, because you know you want to. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'll come up with some more different items for collecting and history and anything else I think might be interest to you. So I'll see you again soon. Please give it a like and subscribe. Okay, bye.